Namaste Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. On the 14th, Ravi is transiting Meena Rashi. This is once a year transit. Ravi has not been in this Meena Rashi for the last 1 year. So for Mesha, this is going to be the 12th house, which means that some of the friendships are going to now be terminated, or some kind of a project is going to see an end. There will be new beginnings definitely, but this end might be a sudden one, or some bosses or authority figures may not be available to you this month, because of which you may think it's a sign for termination. There can be expenses financially, there can be some waste of money as well, and health needs a lot of care. For Vrishabha, this is extremely beneficial. There is wish fulfillment. So many contacts get added to your business list or personal list. Friends will be a source of constant joy this 1 month. Many people calling you to all sorts of occasions. So there is wish fulfillment and financial gains. For Mithuna, this is a wonderful period where you will have very high professional success. For all those people who are already employed, there is promotion definitely happening, and also there will be a lot of hikes, perks and rewards and recognitions. For all those who are not employed, there are certain definitely chances of new employment, change of employment, or whatever you wish for is actually now granted by your senior officers. For all those who are in business, there is a new deal coming up, and it will certainly materialize, because for the next 2 months you have a very favorable transit. For Karka, this is a dawn of fortune, in the sense that some of the worries which might have been bothering you in the last 2 months about partnerships, friendships and social interactions are now going to leave you, and you're going to be relieved. But it is not really the start of a new venture as such, or the next step cannot be still taken because some matters are still hazy. Nevertheless, authorities are watching you. For Simha, this can be a slightly crucial transit, because there is some threat to some terminations of important relationships or important business partnerships, or there can be some problem with your colleagues. 1 month of problem can actually terminate or really tear off some of the bonds. And there can be depressive thoughts. Meditation and counseling might be necessary for many of you. Personal relationships also might see a lot of hurdles. For Kanya, this can be a challenging transit, because Ravi in your 7th house of partnerships, interpersonal communications and interactions is not very favorable. But there's a trick to this. When you let others take the lead, then all the matters turn in your favor. You just have to go with the flow, and you just have to go with others. Others will take the lead now. Your partner or your friends or your colleague will now be the focus. You need to just be with them and just go with whatever is happening. If you want to take the leadership now, then there will be problems, because this is not the time favorable for you. For Tula, this can be a mixed transit, in the sense there can be some new enemies and there can be some new friends. Friends can turn into enemies, and enemies might seem like friends. There is a lot of enemy trouble definitely now. You need to face all these things with courage. And also there can be criticism coming your way for the way you have been handling some of the opposition or some of your colleagues. So there is a lot of introspection, and also there is a lot of change which will be necessary for successful communications. For Vrishika, this is slightly tricky transit, in the sense that the spotlight is on your private matters, romantic relationships or your marriage. But still it involves a lot of money challenges. So along with the people you love, there will be a lot of necessity for providing them what is needed. So financially, this will be a challenging period, and also for all those people who are into investment financing, there can be losses for all those people who are trading, and getting back the money which is given in the form of loans, etc. might now be difficult. For Dhanu, this is an unfavorable transit, in the sense that the problems in your family and the problems with your assets and the home and the place where you live in can now become the important matter of focus. All those problems will need to be now solved, and also there can be some family bickerings, in the sense there can be a loss of peace of mind in the family. You might not like to stay in your own house. You might be wanting to go out and rather stay with friends or talk to friends rather than stay for long hours in the house. Your mother's health or your mother's psychological condition can be a source of concern for you now. For Makara, this is a very favorable period, in the sense your confidence levels are very high. Bold communications will enable you to win many challenges. For all those people who want to start their own YouTube channels or social media communications, all these, it's a very fortunate time. And also for all those people who are already in media and communications industry, this 1 month is going to be very favorable for your professional enhancement. For Kumbha, there is a lot of focus now coming on your family. Your immediate family, the ones who you live with, will be the focus now. For the outside world, it all seems like your family is a role model. But within the family, there can be some bickerings that you know by yourself. Those things will have to be handled. Nevertheless, the world looks up at your family as a role model. For Meena, Ravi is transiting your own sign, which means the spotlight is on you. People are actually watching you. People are taking inspiration from you. And also there will be some people who will be wanting to criticize you, because the spotlight is on you. Whatever you do seems very bright now. So taking the high road is always the best thing to do, and not bothering about the criticism is the best way to go about it. There is a lot of onus on successful communications now. Bosses and authority figures are actually watching you. You are in the center of attention. So I'll catch you all again next week with the next transit effect on all 12 rashis. So long, we can chant the Bhagavad Gita shlokas, and that is the best remedy for all the sins or all the transit effects. Shubhamastu, Shri Krishna Vijayate.